America is facing a housing crisis unlike anything we've seen in decades. For millions of families, rent is no longer just expensive, it's becoming downright impossible. And what's shocking is, the worst states for renters aren't just California or New York. They're places you would never expect, states where rent used to be cheap, affordable, and stable, but not anymore. Today, we're counting down 10 U.S. states where rent prices are exploding so fast that middle-class and working-class families are being pushed out. So if you're planning to move, or wondering why your rent keeps climbing, this video might open your eyes. Let's begin. Number 10. Arizona. 10 years ago, Arizona was one of the most affordable states in the country. Today, it's becoming a rent disaster zone. Why? Massive migration from California raised demand overnight. People fleeing high prices in LA and San Diego poured into Phoenix, Scottsdale, and Tempe, and landlords saw a gold mine. Short-term rentals exploded. Entire apartment complexes turned into Airbnb operations. Phoenix rents have jumped more than 60% in just a few years. Wages barely moved. The result, Arizonans making normal salaries simply can't compete with out-of-state money. Number 9. Florida. Florida used to be the cheap paradise. Now it's becoming one of the hardest states for renters to survive, especially in cities like Miami, Tampa, and Orlando. Here's the problem. Insurance costs skyrocketed. Landlords passed those massive insurance premiums directly to renters. Wealthy remote workers moved in during the pandemic. Demand shot up. Rent doubled in some neighborhoods. Miami is now one of the most expensive rental markets in the entire U.S., even higher than Los Angeles in some categories. Imagine paying New York-level rent, but earning Florida wages. That's why Florida makes this list. Number 8. Nevada. Nevada, and especially Las Vegas, has seen rent increases that shocked locals. Investors bought entire neighborhoods. Large companies turned houses into rental properties. Casinos brought in new workers, but wages didn't keep up. Housing demand grew faster than the supply. A shortage of new apartments pushed prices higher, and the ones being built? Luxury units only. Nevada is now a state where you can work full-time and still not afford a basic one-bedroom apartment. Number 7. Washington. Washington is beautiful. Mountains, forests, tech jobs. But affordable? Not anymore. Seattle rents remain brutally high. Even after a small cool-down, prices are still out of reach for most workers. Tech giants increased housing competition. High salaries pushed average renters out. Rural towns around Seattle saw massive price spikes. People fled the city looking for cheaper options, which then weren't cheap anymore. Washington is becoming a state where you're either in tech or struggling to survive. Number 6. New York. New York isn't just expensive. It's in a renting crisis. NYC rents hit historic highs. A tiny studio can cost more than a mortgage in other states. High demand, low supply. People left during the pandemic. Then they came back. All at once. Landlords raised rents aggressively. Some apartments went up $600 to $1,000 per month overnight. And outside NYC, Buffalo, Rochester, and Albany have also seen a surge because people are escaping the city for cheaper living, which is no longer cheap. Number 5. Massachusetts. If you want to see truly unbelievable rent prices, go to Boston. It's now one of the top 3 most expensive rental cities in America. Students, tech workers, and medical professionals all compete for limited housing. Families in suburbs are being priced out. People are moving farther out, sometimes an hour or more, just to find a place they can afford. Massachusetts is becoming a state where middle-class families are leaving, because rent simply isn't sustainable anymore. Number 4. Colorado. Colorado was once an affordable paradise. Today, it's a state shocked by housing inflation. Denver rents skyrocketed. Young professionals, remote workers, and Californians flooded the market. Mountain towns are even worse. In places like Aspen and Vail, a basic apartment can cost more than luxury housing in other states. Teachers and nurses commute 1 to 2 hours because they can't afford to live anywhere near the communities they serve. Colorado is now one of the most competitive rental markets in the country, and prices show no signs of slowing. Number 3. Hawaii. Hawaii is paradise, but paradise comes at a price. A very big price. Limited land drives rent extremely high. There's simply not enough space to build. Tourism pressures local housing. Short-term rentals push locals out of their own neighborhoods. Food and utility costs make living even more expensive. So even if you can afford rent, everything else drains your paycheck instantly. Many Hawaiians work multiple jobs just to pay for a tiny apartment. Number 2. California. California is expensive. But in 2025, rent is becoming almost impossible for the average person. Tech salaries distort the market. Normal workers simply can't compete. Homelessness and housing shortages push prices higher. Demand is sky high, supply is low. Cities like San Diego, San Jose, and San Francisco have some of the highest rents in the world, not just the U.S. And what's wild? Even rural counties, far from the big cities, are becoming unaffordable thanks to remote workers buying properties and turning them into rentals. California is becoming a state only the rich can comfortably rent in. Number 1. Texas. Yes, Texas. The state that used to be cheap, stable, and affordable for everyone is now the number 1 state where rent prices are becoming impossible. Why? Massive population growth. Texas gained more people than any other state, but housing did not keep up. Investors buying entire neighborhoods. Some cities saw corporate ownership of rental homes jump above 30%. Austin became one of the most expensive cities in America. Rent doubled in a few years. Dallas, Houston, and San Antonio aren't far behind. People are making the same salaries, but paying thousands more per year in rent. Texas is hitting renters harder than ever, and millions of families are feeling the squeeze. Rent in America is changing fast, and for many people, it's becoming unsustainable. If you live in any of these states, you already know the struggle. But here's the truth. The rental crisis isn't slowing down. It's accelerating. And if we don't address supply, affordability, and investor ownership, more states will join this list soon. Thanks for watching. Stay informed, stay prepared, and take care.